All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now get into talking about the head coaches that are on the hot seat and probably, teams that will experience some head coaching changes towards, or after the season. And we did talk about the Giants, and like I said, I think it really all depends on, you know, if if the Giants finish with 2 wins, then Brian Dable I think could be gone, even though I don't think he should be. I just think the Giants should at least give them an opportunity to draft the quarterback that they want, and then see what they do with that. And if it doesn't pan out, then both him and Joe Shane should be gone. That's how I look at it. I do think when you look at some of the other head coaches, like Mike McCarthy, he's definitely gone from the Cowboys. This is just a lost season for them. And even, with the Dak Prescott injury, if Dak didn't get hurt, I think McCarthy is still likely gone. Um, so, yeah, that's another head coach that is going to be out. Doug Peterson of the Jaguars. Now you got Trevor Lawrence injured. I mean, the Jags, I mean, how far they have fallen since that 8-3 start last year. It just he's probably gone too, and I was happy that he turned it around there. They went on that run at the end of the 2022 season and made the playoffs, won that playoff game. Especially because of how Trevor Lawrence's rookie season went, and you thought 2022 was a step in the right direction. So, you know, that's it's unfortunate what happened with Jacksonville, but yeah, he's probably gone. The big one too is Matt Eberflus. Just the Bears season, it's gonna be tough. Um, you know, with the tough schedule that they have coming up, basically playing against every team in their division. So, um, we'll see how it ends up. It ends up going, but the Bears made improvements last year. I mean, they got hot towards the end of the year, and they still kind of hung in for the playoffs, but they did end up missing it. And going into this year, you get Keenan Allen. Um, they draft Rome Odunze. They bring in DeAndre Swift. They brought in all these other weapons to help out Caleb Williams in his rookie season, and they were hoping that Caleb Williams would have this big rookie year, and it's kind of been a disappointment. But it is just his rookie season, and I do think that he does have the tools, and I do think that he is going to end up being a good quarterback. It's just I think they need the right head coach in place. And I don't think Matt Eberflus is the guy. And also, like, it was a bad look when you're leaving Caleb Williams in the game against the Cardinals when they clearly had no shot of winning the game or coming back. And he could have got really hurt. Got banged up in that game. So, and then I mean, just this most recent loss to the Patriots, where the offense just was flat, only putting up 3 points. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown in a couple of weeks now. And we'll see now with the change at offensive coordinator. We'll see if that leads to anything. But I think Eberflus is probably another guy where he is going to end up losing his job as well. And then other than that, Dennis Allen already lost his job. Actually, the other one too. Dave Canales, does he end up losing his job? I mean, I think, with the Panthers winning these last two games, that has shown us something at least. I know it was against the Saints and the Giants, but, the Panthers couldn't beat anybody. Their only win came against the Raiders, and that was when Andy Dalton was quarterback. And, was Bryce Young spectacular in these games? No, but he definitely played a little bit better. I don't think they are going to bail on Canales after 1 year. I think he should be okay. But who knows? In the AFC, could Stefanski be out? Maybe. I don't Stefanski. I don't really know. I think. I mean, he did win Coach of the Year last year, but I mean, if the Browns only win 2 games, and it's just that's another team where you just really don't know because, um, I mean, you got Deshaun Watson, his contract you still got to deal with. Um, you know, it's just that's tough. Browns are in a tough spot right now. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Stefanski. That's an interesting one. I mean the Jets already let go of Saleh. If the Dolphins go on a run and they make the playoffs, I think Mike McDaniel's safe, and I think maybe if they fall just short, he's safe either. I mean, I think he's safe regardless because Tua got hurt, and if Tua doesn't get hurt, the Dolphins would have had a better year. And they could still salvage this season, but they really got to go on a run. Antonio Pierce is interesting for the Raiders. They're 2-7 right now. And I actually was happy that he got the full-time job, but the Raiders have been a huge disappointment. So, I don't know. Maybe they let him go and they start over there. But I think the ones that are most likely gone, well, McCarthy's already on an expiring contract, so he's a definite. But I'm going to say Doug Peterson as well. Most likely he's gone. And then, unless the Bears go on a run here, and, they finish the year strong with this tough schedule, Eberflus is gone too. I mean, Brian Daboll. Dable's a tough one just because, again, I think he's a good coach, but it's just Daniel Jones has made the Giants look bad. But the defense also, hasn't been great in recent weeks either. I can't just say it's just Daniel Jones. I mean, he is a big part of the problems with the Giants. But, now the defense has started to break down a little bit. Especially, I mean, against the run last week, against the Panthers. I mean, they Chuba Hubbard ran all over them. But Chuba Hubbard also got paid recently, got a new contract, and, that's why. So, but I do think, the 3 guys that I mentioned before, you got Doug Peterson, Eberflus, McCarthy, is not getting a new contract. Those guys will be out. And, you got guys out there like Belichick and Vrabel. So, and maybe some of these offensive coordinators, like Ben Johnson's going to be looking for a head coaching job. So we'll see, if he gets hired by someone. So let's see. You're going to have the Cowboys that are going to have an opening, the Jaguars, the Bears, the Jets, the Saints are going to be looking. There's definitely going to be a decent amount of teams that are going to have vacancies when it comes to the head coach. So, and we'll see who ends up filling in those roles. But that's basically it when talking about the head coaches. That's just something I wanted to touch upon, just because we're more than halfway through the season, and you kind of have an idea of for the most part who's on the hot seat, and we already had some head coaches get let go in the middle of the year. But there are several that won't be back with their respective teams after this year. Maybe some that I didn't even talk about. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the show for today. Again, we got a big game tonight between the Commanders and the Eagles. It should be a good game. Like I said, both games were really good last year. So I expect more of the same. And now you got Jane Daniels in there, so I think he's going to have some big moments tonight. Could Nick Sirianni be another one? I mean, if the Eagles have a collapse similar to last year, then yeah, he's definitely gone. But if they make the playoffs, they win a couple playoff games, they play in the NFC Championship game. then I mean, I think even if they just if they make the playoffs, I think they're fine. But a lot of people say they're winning in spite of their head coach. And, Eagle fans, kind of had it with Sirianni. So, but he's still the head coach, and they're 7-2. So right now, his job is safe. But you never know. You never know, because the Eagles had that collapse last year. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Enjoy the game tonight. And again, we'll be back again tomorrow. We will preview the big games for this weekend. We got a few of them that I want to talk about specifically. Ravens, Steelers, Chiefs, Bills. Some big games this weekend that we will cover on the show tomorrow. And of course, all the big matchups in college football. I apologize. I was supposed to, during the playoff picture segment I did yesterday, I was supposed to bring up the college football playoff rankings, and I failed to do that. So I will make sure to do that tomorrow when we go over the matchups for this weekend in college football, and also take a look back at the matchups from last week. But yeah, that's on me. I apologize for that. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Make sure to check out all the other shows. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the video. And as always, I'm your host, Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.